Oh my goodness, I'm back live on a stream. Crazy, isn't it? How you doing, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Pete. Sorry about that. Just checking up on something. It's been a minute, and we're gonna address that very quickly before I start bringing on some of the boys and girls, hopefully too. And we're going to be chatting about all sorts of fun things. But I wanted to really quickly let you guys know that I miss you guys. I haven't been. I've been around. You've seen me elsewhere, but I haven't been here, and I'm kind of upset about that at myself. I should have straightened this out sooner. I've just been doing. I've just been. Let's be real. I've been ignoring you guys, not on purpose, but just because it was just, God, it's what happened. I was doing other things, and I had to let something go, and it was this, and I'm not doing that anymore. We're gonna get the way it's gonna go for the next little bit is we're gonna go random. Okay, I'm gonna hit some random streams from time to time. Try to keep them kind of moving forward, and at least streaming once or twice a week for you guys, drawing, doing stuff, giving you updates on this some bitch attack on Cookie and a bunch of other things. It's been absolutely crazy. But I'm slowing. Believe it or not, I'm speeding up and slowing down at the same time. We just had Tropicon last weekend, and it was phenomenal. Absolutely one of the better shows I've ever been to. Shout out to my sister Rizuki and my buddy Patrick for a great show and putting together the best cosplay contest I've ever seen on Long Island, probably anywhere, to be honest with you. So kudos to them. We got a lot of stuff going on right now. Sorry, my phone keeps texting and I can't turn that off. I don't know why. We got a lot of stuff going on today. Some of you maybe or may have already watched or maybe currently watching House of Dragon right now, House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones prequel. And I know that's got probably another 20 minutes on it before, so we're not going to spoil anything now. But I'm going to bring some of the guys in. I'm going to send the link now. I'm going to send the link now to these guys. And then we're going to see who wants to jump in. And then I'm just going to start drawing, and we're going to start chit-chatting a little bit about stuff. And we got a couple other things that I wanted to show. I got an unboxing. That's right. I should post that right now. I'm gonna type that right in here. Hold on. I can never. I got. It's happening in the background. I can hear them. 1 second. I'll be there in a second. Just want to send a message to somebody to let them know what's going on. Hey, I see a chicken pigtails. Niobe is here. What's going on, Larry? How are you?
I almost had a boomer moment.
I guess what?
Bought it before you brought me in.
Just so you know, that doesn't happen here. I don't do that.
I still had a boomer moment.
You can fuck up as much as you want here. It's okay.
I mean, okay. I know we're not going to play the line, but it does.
We're not going to play the line. I'm not even going to notice it. I'm not even going to talk about it. Like, it happens. Because here I will be the king of fucking up. So it's a whole different land of me screwing up. So it's going to be great. How are you, sir?
You know, I just got done watching the show.
Okay, good.
We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a little bit. I want to see who else pops in.
Yeah.
I also just messaged a couple people. I want to talk about this for a little while for a second because we got that and just give everybody the heave ho. Also, you have an Indiegogo going on, so I figured we should mention that. Obviously, drop links if you can.
Yeah,
lots of Niobe stuff out there.
Yeah, I'll say this, Pete, right off the hop. It feels like the same show because we're always on together.
Yes, absolutely.
But it is, your audience and your channel. So yeah, I mean, I'll get links.
There he is. There's Mr. Mike Benson already. I'm so glad you're here, sir. We're gonna talk about your book in like a couple seconds.
Are you bringing him on?
I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do is to save him. If he wants to come on, I will I will send Mike the link. So Mike, if you want to come on, I'll send you the link. But I was just gonna go, I'm going to be completely naked basically and just show it off and talk to you. And so if Mike, if you want to come on, that would be great. If you don't, that would be great too. So it doesn't, either way, it's gravy. And we're doing. If you want to come on, that would be great. We're also doing something special here, Larry.
No, what are we doing?
My YouTube channel is actually live right now when we're simulcasting to my YouTube, which I haven't done.
Make sure you keep both eyes on both chats, and
I'm all over it. I have many tabs open. I'm gonna have to invest in a live right now when we're simulcasting to my YouTube. Which I haven't done.
Make sure you keep. Whoa, echo! There, I got it. I'm gonna monitor the Facebook chat.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, with an iron fist.
You may have it.
All right.
And I'm going to drop the link to the YouTube there in case anybody. We have a private chat there. Oh, good. The Indiegogo. Let's put that up there too. So everybody can go look at that and do all these fun things.
Look at me.
Look at me. I'm the captain now. I'm the pigtails now. All right. So we have the YouTube link in case you're not on YouTube. We also have, so you can go and subscribe so you won't miss anything. We also have Larry's current Indiegogo going right now. It's tearing up Indiegogo, right?
Oh, yeah. We are the campaign of one backer.
Let me tell you, it's a solid one. You know, it's very exciting. I'm going to be completely naked, basically. I did it. How the fuck did I do? I have ring rust, boys and girls. Just so everybody knows.
Boomers don't exist here.
Oh, no. Boomers, see, because we don't talk about them. But they exist. They exist all the time. We live with them. We live with these boomer moments, but we just don't talk about them. It's great. It's great. Oh, wait. Speaking of a boomer,
you still got an echo coming from somewhere.
I think I just clipped it. Did I just get it?
Yeah,
I think I just got it. Look who we have here.
What's up?
Max Devil.
Mr. Atrocity Press, Max DeVille. What's popping, Coca-Cola, man? Yes, sir. We're going to talk about all sorts of shit today. We're going to give everybody a chance to finish the episode. Trish is nearby. Fantastic. Oh, yeah. If you want Trish to jump on, whoever wants to jump on while I talk about the book, PM me on Facebook. And
I'll want to talk about the book first then? And that
that would be really great because that would give people time. That was my plan. Jumping on at 9:30, we could chit chat and kind of get our motion going before we dive into some heavy Game of Thrones. House of Dragon, Willy Wonka. You right there, Max?
Yeah.
That's the nickname of the show, though. Hot D.
That's fantastic. Oh, House of Hot D. Look at that.
I mean, even George R. Martin says he calls it Hot D, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's crazy.
You need some Hot D, boy.
You need some Hot D.
I'll get that. So now
floppy wiener.
Now it sounds like Max. I'm coughing my face off, and I've done nothing.
Well, that was a good one.
I was really happy about it too.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to be giving the link to Trish, but she'll be working under Mike's page, and she will come in and be able to chat with us. So I guess we'll see her. So we won't know that.
I mean, I like to ask them a few questions about the whole experience with doing their very first comic.
And they've had some
grill pledge, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they've had some moments, and what I like about that is they fought through their moments, and I got a book in my hand, so touchdown. That's a touchdown as far as I'm concerned. The way I look at it. They really did go through some shit. I'm not going to try to take away from Tricia, but they had some stuff going on. And speaking of stuff going on, look at that! Hey, ladies, how are you?
What's up?
Long time no see. How are you?
I have been rough, to be completely honest. I'm trying to turn off Mike's tablet so we don't squelch. Katie, can you turn that off for me, please?
Well, I'm going to tell you, you got two guys in this room who have been sending comic books all over the world for a while now. So I can now you know how they feel, huh?
Oh, I 100%. Fulfillment was so difficult, and for those that don't know. I had spinal surgery in December, and in February I was climbing out of the bed and I tore my shoulder, and I just got it fixed 3 weeks ago because of insurance and everything. And the spinal surgery didn't take. So next month I have to go back to do it. So that's why it's a delay on the book and everything. So I just don't want Mike's fans, my fans, whatever, please don't think that we're giving up. But, I mean, it's been rough year.
Welcome to comic books, Trish.
So Breaking Fetch just want to have fun, but did Mike and Trish have fun?
We did. And, this was it never started out like this is going to be our life or anything like that. But I mean, it has been so difficult. And I mean, anybody who just lightly looks at doing this, let me tell you, come call me or Mike. And I'm going to tell you, when you have delays with your people writing the books or covers, or even, and one of our main issues was, just people responding that said, oh, I want this special tier. Hey, write me back. Okay, it's been 2 months and the campaign's done and you're not writing me back. And I can't move on without you responding to me.
Oh, we're going to have fun with this, Max.
I can hear Larry and Max giggling to themselves right now. Not in a mean way, because they were you however many years ago, Trish. And now, we had just, I don't know if you heard it, because we said we wanted to talk about the stuff that you guys went through before I rip into the book in a good way. But we did notice you had some stuff going on. We didn't know everything. I didn't know about your surgery, so I'm glad to see you sitting upright and feeling better. But we saw you guys going through some shit, and I'm like, but I still have a book in my hand. So you know what? They did it. And that's awesome.
And that's the thing. And then when I got broken, like everybody was like, oh, here's my pity me, or here's my sob story, and here's my GoFundMe campaign. And I did not want to jump on that bandwagon, because anybody who knows me knows I pride myself on being, top tier. And I didn't want anybody to look through the windows and see that I was broken, or Mike was struggling, or I was struggling. I didn't want anybody to see that. So it was just, hey, we're working, but I mean, I just didn't want anybody to be like, oh, poor Mike, poor Trent. No, I didn't want that.
You didn't want the sympathy card. No, for sure. Let me first say, Trish, congratulations. You made a comic book.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Mike made a comic book. Mine's coming out eventually down the line. So.
Oh, you're going to do this again?
As far as I'm concerned, you and Mike are like the same entity. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But you guys made a comic book and you got it out there. I mean, I have the digital, I got the flip through. I didn't read it top to bottom, but I scrolled through and took a look. It looks great.
That digital stuff. We couldn't figure that out. I mean, I high praise. We had to call Travis Gibbs and be like, hey, dude, how do we do this? I mean, so many of you guys, and I mean, how honest and sincere I am. I love you guys, and I have asked so many of you guys steps, and because you guys have done it. You've been there, you've done it, and I 20 years down the line, I'm probably still going to be asking questions on, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that?
Well, the good thing is about the comic community is, like, when you ask a question, they will answer you and help you out instead of trying to, like, keep all the fucking the knowledge to themselves.
It's like
unlike the sketch card community. Unlike the sketch card. Oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry, sketch card community. Sorry.
No, it's like this, Trish. I saw Tom, Tom Hutchinson, who was also another mentor of yours, mentor of mine too. This is a lot of degrees, right? Hold the book in his hands, and what he had said in that post, right, is absolutely true. You guys went out there. It's not easy to make comics. You guys had to go through the motions. You had to learn probably every step the hard way, which is, essentially what we have all done, when we come out of the gate. And it does suck that you have, these medical issues that cropped up that may have slowed down, your fulfillment. Okay. Don't worry about that. I mean, you cannot control what you can't control, right? You only worry about the stuff that you can control.
Mike's trying to do the Niobe.
Right? Look at that, man. See, there you go. We can control that. You know what I mean?
Right?
So don't sweat the small stuff. I mean, I have medical issues, that once in a while have hindered my progress, if you will. In
the four of us on this stream do.
Sure. I mean, Max had a stroke a few months back.
Jesus Christ,
I mean, right? Like, there we go. So don't worry about it. But I have questions.
Sure.
Okay.
Pop away.
Obviously, you got the digital thing fixed, which is great. I mean, you did pretty much what I do, and that's just give everyone a Dropbox link and you go get it. And that, to me, seems to work the best, What I do is not email, I message every single digital backer with a copy and paste it message that has that link, and they can just go in and grab it. And it seems to work just fine. Where are you at? Now, I know obviously some physical books have made it out to people because I've seen.
All of them are out. We had 2 people who got the wrong covers. So so I am gonna be shipping those out on Monday. And
that's no biggie.
Only
that
2?
shit happens.
2.
Yeah, only 2.
That's
You're
awesome.
lucky.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
So 2 people got the wrong covers, but I mean, they weren't like totally, oh my gosh, I'm missing it. You know, they were like, hey, I got this over this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to make sure I get out my comps. I have 2 more people that worked on the books. I want to get out their comps and stuff like that.
It sounds like, I apologize there. It sounds like you got everything well under control. You got all your books out. You're going to do the replacements. You know, you're working on getting up. You're doing everything that is expected of you. So like, but I asked these things because I sensed that you have worry that maybe you were too late or things took too long and you got some anxiety over that. Is that like what I'm detecting?
Likes to worry.
Oh, I love to worry because I'm like, nobody said, you know, nobody said anything. So I'm like, is it bad? Is it good? I mean, nobody has said anything to us. So it's like,
if they had things to say, it'd be bad.
If they don't say anything, it's good.
Right? People only complain when shit doesn't work out. You know what I mean? And if you start getting messages of like, "Where's my book?" or blah blah blah, and those
or your book sucks.
Or your book sucks.
I wouldn't wipe my ass with this.
Well, now I've done this, and I realized because I had a printer all set up, and that was another problem. Is my printer went out of business that I was all lined up and set up with. They decided to go out of business.
That's not your fault.
I had to find another printer last minute, and I mean, now that I know what I know with my printer, and that was like taking the time to be like, Trish, why didn't you do metals? Why didn't you do virgin covers? I'm like,
no, because I said no.
Yeah, Mike said no, but they're like willing to work with us on issue 2 to go back and do
sure. Well, Trish, again, let me pause you there. You don't have to worry about all that crazy stuff, right?
Yep.
And I mean, this is the kettle calling, you know, the coffee, you know, whatever that line is.
87
you know what I mean? But I've also been at it for 8 years, right? This is your first book, right? You don't need to have 18 variants. You don't need to have 5 virgins and a hollow foil. You don't need all that stuff. What you do need is some, a few cool things. Don't get me wrong, right? As you advance, you do your second issue, maybe you add an extra cover or you give some extra spice, whatever it's going to be, but you don't need to go overboard. Don't worry about going overboard. That's sort of my advice to you.
Yeah, I just want to keep it up and keep going. And I loved every single cover of our book because they were so iconic to me and Mike. Like the Cyndi Lauper, that cover that Pete has, that's the Cyndi Lauper cover. And, that means so that's my childhood.
We're going to talk about this.
More nudity.
Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to
How
talk
can
about
we
that.
have more nudity? I mean,
we're going to talk about that. So let me.
Max DeVille book,
Yeah, well, I'm going to get into that a little bit real quick. First off, I saw there was a Gemini on my porch by my mail area. I was like, oh, cool. What did I order? Because I forgot. I really don't remember anything that I ordered. I really don't. It's like when I order stuff on Wish, it just shows up. Like, oh shit. All right, cool. The only thing I know, like clockwork, when it's coming, is the cat food. When Chewy shows up, because the cats have a better time around that.
Butterbox is here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the cats are so happy about that. They know everything. It's terrible. So I get it. I'm like, God, they taped the shit out of this. This is awesome. Good. And then I really get a good look. Oh, that's my buddy Rich Dresden. He does a lot of printing stuff, and he's sorry to hear about your printer. He's worked in 15 years, and it's a cutthroat business. He shouldn't have. If Rich is telling you shouldn't have had to through that, that's an awesome thing. Yep. See, yeah, they should have treated you. See, right there, not your fault at all. But anyway, I opened the box, which I needed a knife, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. I opened it up, and there's a wrapping and everything. I'm like, and I saw the name. I saw your name on the thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, I know what this is. So I forgot that I had gotten the blank one too. So that hit me in the face first. I was like, oh, that's super excited. I got a plan for that. And then before I do anything else, we're going to talk about this. So I get the book, and the book is sealed and nice and cover. And then the book, we're going to talk about the book in a second, but we're going to talk about all this stuff first. Nice and well packaged, all the extra little tchotchkes, all the extra little things.
Have you smelled the socks?
No, I haven't done that yet because I was waiting for this.
Well, we're gonna get him to do it live on air.
Yeah, we're doing this live on air. So
He's gonna smell the socks.
Right, because I wanted to do the bra and panties, but we didn't make it that far. But I wanted people to know, hey, this is my
okay.
pack.
First off, Trish,
Yes.
we're gonna talk about these little. Max and I are gonna talk to you about these little baggies.
The weed baggie.
Little cocaine bag.
We're gonna talk to you about these little bags.
Dime bag.
We're gonna get you better baggies in this, so that if something has to go over through customs or anything, you don't get a phone call.
Arm them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't get a phone call from Greg the DA.
You better get the dogs over here, John. We got weird ones.
Yeah, I don't know what it smells like, but they just want to have fun. I don't know what's going on.
Right?
So we're gonna get you some better bags. So this is the blue sock. This is the fetch sock.
Get a good whip.
Oh wow! I'm trying to get you that Aromanth ASMR.
You smell like game.
Pete just got stoned.
I'm a little. Yeah. It kind of not. It definitely has a detergent kind of nice clean smell to it.
It's like
So
Tide Pods.
Yeah, I didn't taste that good, but it's cool. And then you get the other stickers, so I'm really happy about these.
But
These are going on. I'm gonna make the announcement now. My board here. Everybody has seen my drawing board, the back of it. I just added this past weekend, the last sticker that's ever getting added to this board. I'm not adding more stickers to this board. For New York Comic Con coming up this year in a couple weeks, I'm getting a new one of these, and I'm adding new stickers.
What do you mean? There's no Niobe sticker on that thing.
Well, listen, calm down, hold on.
All right.
I was saving it. When I get the new board, these and some of the Niobe stickers that I have will be the
those
first
are
stickers.
Jason Doob
Yep.
stickers.
Doobie.
Doobie. He did those for me
So we're excited about that. So we're gonna get those then.
because I know he's a big fan of you guys. So
I love Jason Duke.
Yeah,
To me,
Jason's
he's got
awesome.
the best last
Yeah.
name in
You
comic.
know,
He really
comics,
does.
Yep.
Those little baggies work good for him too.
now
Everything's really
that
weird.
coloring is the one that Phil did for us.
Right.
Hey
this one.
man, I'm gonna cover some.
I love the
freaking
pose.
fat.
I love that it's your Cindy Lauper one. Now I got two of these. I'm not gonna. This is the blank one. The other one had a
Right.
note from Mike. I am not gonna tell you guys what Mike wrote because I feel that that's between me and Mike, in all the incredibly positive and wonderful ways that it is. But Mike, I love you right back. Thank you both so much. I appreciate it, and I'm always at your service, guys. Always, always, always.
Pete's board is looking at me funny.
It really is.
No, there's like a face that's like in the board.
Here.
Like I see like a like, it's like looking at the clouds. I'm seeing things.
And with all right, so we're gonna get to the books. Friend, I was super excited for the sketch cover, and for all the other artists out there, we'll take it out. I got to tell you, this is one of my favorites because the paper just has a nice tooth to it. You feel it. You can you're gonna be able to draw on this. I'm gonna do something nice on this coming up soon. But let's talk about this floppy thing. I can't open it too much. I can't open too much. Let me get off camera before. Okay, we're not there. Okay, here we go. We open some of this in here. I love the pacing of the story. First off, I love the feel of the paper. The colors of Shawn Ahmed.
Oh, she's amazing.
Okay,
colorist.
we're gonna talk about Chris and Shawn Ahmed for a second. The father daughter duo here. So here's the thing. I adore both of them. Mike is Chris. I've followed for years. Then it was really cool becoming a friend of somebody who I admired. Then when I started to see that his daughter was coloring stuff, I was like, wow, she's really good. Then I started seeing more of her stuff, and I was like, wow, she's really fucking good. And I got this, and this is the first book I have with Shauna's colors in it, and yeah, she's really good. Like really, really good.
My favorite that she does in that book is like the blood splatters that go off the page.
Yes.
And like the shadowing that she does on the first page. I know you can't show it because it has nudity, but the way the light shines in on it, that is such an amazing first page of it.
I'm trying to find some good another splatter page. Hold on, see if I can find one. Because there is a good one. I did notice that too. The
There's boobies all over the place.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to I'm off camera right now. See, there we got a little action stuff going on. She did a really good job, like right up here, all sorts of fun stuff. The
I
effects,
love all the shadowing she did.
Effects, yep.
She makes it so ominous and just
on the stairs. She gives you some great depth with that little thing. Like it's a great job. But like I said, I can't show a lot. But I'm going to tell you first off, the story moves. I was really like I didn't get bored or anything like that. I was like, all right, cool, this is fun. All right, this is fun. All right, what's going? Hey, there's a lot of naked right there. Okay, all right, cool.
Are you ready to play with your red Solo cup, Pete?
I'm really not even going to talk about that, but that's exactly what she means. She has. They definitely have a Red Hot Chili Pepper moment with the red Solo cup. But I'm going to tell you what I liked. It wasn't. Here's the thing, and Max, I've told you this too. It's not nudity or lewd for nudity and lewd sake, because a lot of people just here's some boobs, go ahead, have fun. No, it was part of the story.
Yep.
It was part of who these two characters are and what they kind of want to do, and things like that, and it fit. And it was great, and it was a good read. And this is how I talked about it the other day on Larry's stream. I was like, okay, cool. I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait to read the next one. And that's a win as far as I'm concerned for you guys. Like, I want to know what's next. And I guarantee you I'm not the only one who wants to see what's next. So I'm very happy. I can't leave it out just in case kids come around. But but I'm very, very happy. So you guys.
Well,
I
have to tell my 7-year-old nephew that he's like, Aunt Trisha, I want your comic. And I'm like, no, baby.
Nobody.
It's been 11 years, and then I'll give you a copy on your 18th birthday.
You can listen all the nudie stuff. Just cover it up with black marker. And
redacted.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be finished. Just keep the bubbles, the word bubbles out, and just everything else blacked out, and he'll be fine. It'll be.
I don't know how you guys do fulfillment without like having half a try, because it took Mike folding Geminis, my daughter on their computer, my other daughter like cutting out name tags and shipping labels, and then me finishing sealing it. It took like 4 of us, and it took us like 12 hours.
Trish, I'm lazy and you're broken.
Yeah, I did it with an 80% tear that just got fixed. I did it.
Okay, I'm gonna. Got your box. Tape every. I'm holding the names. Tape every. I kind of doodled on it a little bit, but
that's okay.
Tape everywhere. I'm not going to show addresses or anything, but it's okay. It made it. It's. Like I said, I've only seen these guys tape stuff better, or sometimes Sam. Sam sent me a box last year. Sam sent me a box with 30 comic books in it, and I swear to God, I thought there was an anvil in this box, but he wrapped it up in so much bubble wrap. It was great. I swear, thought there was an anvil.
Well, we wanted to do the best we could, because
you did.
Most of the people that we sent to we consider our family, because they're our friends. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't want anybody to have any bad copies or half assed. You know what I mean? I want to take care of you guys. You know what I mean? You took care of us in our Kickstarter. I want to take care of you afterwards. So that's I wanted to make sure I got the best quality out.
We want anything. We want whole ass. Whole ass. No half assing it.
Exactly. Whole ass, the whole thing. I mean, I'm very happy. Everybody who's getting it should be very happy. I can't wait to see what you guys do next. And the cool thing, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to let these two guys riff off on that. I think you've learned a lot. You saw, you went through a lot of stuff. Number one, hopefully health doesn't become a factor for the next one, because everybody in this room, including Mike over there on the couch, we all know that your health snapped. And, like just 2 weeks ago, my blood sugar was like, hey, fuck you. So I was like, whatever. Okay, great. But so health aside, you went through all the ups and downs and the crazy stuff, but you kind of know what's next. Now when you do it again, you can like, okay, we could do this, we could do that, we could do that. Okay, we're going to get this artist and we're going to do that. We're going to do that. A certain fat guy that's running a stream right now that does covers, stuff like that. Things, No way I'm not plugging myself.
So what was your most difficult thing that you had to overcome when you were making this comic book?
For me personally, it was deciding on what amount of covers to do and what our budget would allow for and what we could do.
And how many covers did you do?
9.
Counting
Counting the blank
and the nudity covers.
Okay.
So
So
I
so
mean,
you had probably what though 4 or 5 artists and then a couple of those.
right,
Right.
right, exactly. I mean, we thought that was like the minimum, but I mean, I know so many creative people, and I'm like, and choosing which ones to like, hey, would you like to work for us? That was a very difficult thing to do.
The minimum is 1.
Yeah, the minimum is one. Absolutely. Like, okay,
Right.
I'll give you a perfect example. The Attack on Cookie that I self-published years ago, and with the help of Max and Larry and Sam, I'm putting back out there into the world this spring. I've already decided 5, and 2 of them are already done, and the third one I'm gonna do, and then the other one I had know exactly who the fourth person is, and I'm just waiting to hear back from one more person, and that's not because I wanted to do this or I wanted that. You make the decision yourself. You know, I think that's what I want.
But see, your name is known. Where that's
No,
right. That would
You guys are, believe it or not, you guys are way more known than I am. Everybody knows who you. Look, okay, I'll put it to you like this: you got help from Tom Hutchinson, right? I've been on stream with him, and he still doesn't know who the fuck I am.
But the thing
You
is,
say Mike and Trish, and everyone knows who we're talking
Yeah,
about.
everybody knows who you guys are. You say Pete, who? What? Who the fuck is that? The fat guy on Larry's stream. Oh yeah, all right, cool.
but that was a deciding factor too, is to put on who is known to help get us known to other people, because that is a factor. And I know Larry and Max both know this, who's on your cover and who is known, because those artists sometimes have followers, and they will it doesn't matter what the book is, they will get it.
Yep.
And so that was a conscious decision too, on who has a really good following that will follow them to, oh, okay, well, it's their first book, but it's an amazing artist, I'll follow them. That was a very hard decision too. So I mean, honestly, that was the worst part of it, was just deciding what covers and who we were going to ask.
Dresden Media in the chat says everyone's comic is their baby from conception to completion to general public sale. Building fans is a magical experience.
Mary Machine Gun is my baby. Ninja Bimbos is my whore.
Right?
Rich puts out a book called Lucky Zilla here on Long Island. He's been doing it for quite a while now. Not on Kickstarter or anything. He's been finding success, self-publishing himself. And I'm going to find a link real quick so I can show you guys.
Going back to
yeah,
the
keep
cover
going.
thing, and I got a mouthful of subs right now, but the thing is you chose wisely, and you had some really good picks. But I wouldn't worry about the logistics of it, sort of thing. Like, budget for sure, but I select things based on what I think looks cool, not so much,
Yeah, I mean, it helps if the guy is known or the girl is known. Don't get me wrong. If you use Paul Green for a reason,
right?
Well, I mean, he's got a name, but he also has the style closest to that of that J. Scott Campbell vibe.
That's what I was saying. Like, then again, we've also got people like Gregbo who are not as expensive as Paul, but they still bring quality work. I mean, him and Gwen are just fantastic with what they do.
Where the shit is that book? I had his book with me here somewhere because someone kept trying to buy it from me. But look, I'm going to throw in for a second too. I'm on both. I'm kind of on both sides of it, because Max knows that if he wants Pete to buy like 6 books, he'll do 6 Mariah Bennett covers, and Pete's getting 6 books because I'm a fan of her work. Like the book could be okay. This book is just pictures of Max in the book, but it's got a Mariah Bennett cover, and I'm buying it. Okay,
That's
so
right.
Yes, that's absolutely right, and that's totally cool. And at the end of the day, you got to make your money, because this is about making money. I get that, totally cool. As an artist that nobody knows, I sit there and go, shit, I can't keep up with that. But don't feel bad, because I know you feel bad. Don't feel bad for that, because those of us that aren't known, that are trying to get to where somebody's going to buy my Max DeVille version of my cover book, I know underground guys like me know that it's cool. Don't feel bad. We're just going to work that much harder so you see us next time. So don't feel bad about that. Do what fits A, your budget, B, what you want to do, and B, your artistic need for creating a book. Like I need, like you weren't going to compromise and not have your Cyndi Lauper cover. You weren't, right?
No.
Well, then there it is. There it is. Here we go. Oh, you're a dick. You're such a dick. See, I bought that already. Like and it wasn't even Max that posted it too. It was Warren, our buddy Warren, posted it as like, "Oh, look, coming up, Ninja Bimbo's Mariah Bennett's cover." And I'm like, "Shit, I'm broke. I'm poor already. All the money." Like it's not fair. It's just not fair. But it is what it is. You know what are you gonna do?
Yep, that's a good one.
But that's a great cover too.
I'm excited to see. I mean, the zombies in the back are just fantastic. The fog is great. I mean, it's very ominous, but then it's got super smoking hot girl in front of it, so it works.
This is an artist thing. I love the way it's such a pain in the ass to get the back of high heels drawn proportionately well, and it looks like she does it without thinking of it. So it's like, God damn it.
She's probably seen a few pairs of high heels.
She may have seen one or two, and then we go over here to this.
Yeah, now I want to play. You know?
You guys are just happy you're not running the StreamYard tonight, so it's like you're excited.
I get to relax a little bit. Keith Garvey here, bringing out our Keith Gravy.
It's Thanksgiving, guys.
New character, Cat Call, along with Niobe. Now, the cool thing, Trish, is that, now that you got, like, some artists that you've worked with in established relationships, say, like, Steph Wilson, for example, right? Obviously, you're probably going to bring back Steph Wilson back on issue 2. At least I would if I were you. And then what you can do is now you can start selling Steph Wilson sets. You know what I mean? But you also, every now and then, want to give someone else a shot. You know what I mean? Maybe bring in someone different and see what they can do, But, definitely stick with some of the same crews because you can, make variant cover sets and they sell. I'm going to have the Keith Garvey set. I'm going to have the Paul Green set. I got the Courtney Rose Dameron set, the Justin Hunt set, right?
Yeah.
There's other things that you can do,
Yeah, because, unfortunately, we lost one of our artists. So,
No.
Well, David passed away.
Yeah, I know.
So unfortunately, I wish we could keep working with him. Send me those spiritual vibes. Maybe I can draw, but no. So yeah, definitely.
The best you can do is just honor him now.
Exactly.
Exactly, and he honored us with that amazing cover with the cootie writing things that were at the playground growing up. An 80s kid. We had them all over the town, at the different parks, and it just was such. I love that cover too. All my covers, like I said, are special. Yeah, everyone was special to me in some sort of way. So yeah, definitely.
Well, I don't know anyone that put out a cover and is like, I hate this cover.
Bullshit. This cover's bullshit.
Except for Larry.
I say it all the time.
Larry gets stuck with those.
So let's ask you a couple more questions, Trish.
Sure.
How far along are you now with the second book? Is that the plotting stages, the writing stages? Have you started? Getting art done?
It is ready. It is ready to go, and it was ready to go at the beginning of the year, but due to my hospital bills, we haven't been able. It's either hospital or work on the book. But I'm supposed to be going to the doctor in a couple weeks, and hopefully we'll knock out the next surgery, and then we can start working on issue 2 because it is edited. Chuck's already done the script on it, and it is ready to go.
Done the editing on my script.
Right. So it is just ready to go off to the inkers or the whatever Sergio, so he can do the drawing to start it off.
Once you get 5 or 6 pages, you can launch the Kickstarter. You don't have to be 100% done. You know that, right, Trish?
That's not me.
There you go.
But the Kickstarter money can help you pay for those pages where the hospital money is, taking up that.
Yeah, I would rather be like we were. This time I want to be 100% done. Where I thought doing that special cover where you had the person drawn on. I thought that was fine. We were fine with it, but it took a little extra time. It took extra time, right? Mike's right, and I just don't want to run into that habit again. I want it done and then off to my printer. And my printer is the same printer that Zendoscope uses. So like, I love them and they're amazing. And they're like, we will work with you and Mike. We understand you're first time creators. I had, many conversations with them. Okay, now how do you want me to send this? Which way do you want me to send this? What do I need to do? And so, yeah, they were super cool with us. So like, I want to be done. I don't want to be, I have a couple Kickstarters in my, that their people are 2 years behind.
Sure, yeah.
Now, what
I don't want to be known
I
as
feel bad for being like a couple days late with this thing coming up soon.
But
Mac
you're
was
a
like, I'm
freak.
gonna be 7 days late, and I'm like, dude, that means you're early.
You're a freak though,
You
bro.
know what I mean?
Your thing ends, and then you wait a couple days to get the Kickstarter money. Next thing you know, my mailman is giving me a book. Like, you're a
I
freak.
try. We try.
I'm like,
I
holy
mean, me and
shit,
Johnny can fulfill it, and we did 178 packages in a day.
That's what I'm saying. Johnny just flipping, boarding, and bagging books.
They're machines. That's
It's
the only
scary.
way they do that.
my daughter is asking Max how because she's like her and her sister and us, we didn't go that quick.
I spent $100 on a thermal label printer, and it came
Best
with
thing in the world.
stickers.
Yep.
And those things are fantastic. You don't have to cut them and tape the things under the box. You just slap the stickers on there, and then so what happens is I'm sitting there looking at the Kickstarter thing, and I say, okay, Johnny, we need a cover A, 2 cover Bs, a cover C, and cover D, all the tchotchkes, and they're all signed. And he's like, okay, and he brings over the books, and then we sign them, and he folds together all the Gemini and starts putting it all together while I'm typing in the person's data for their shipment information. And then by the time I hit print, he's got the boxes sitting on the table, and I just stick the sticker on there, and we just throw it in the box and move on to the next one. I mean, we're like dead on balls, like specific, like in sync with each other on everything we do.
Wow.
See, he has a machine called Johnny Reed. That's what happens.
That's pretty
And a
much what
thermal
it is.
printer.
Yeah, the thermal printer saves the day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some tips on fulfillment, Trish, would be one, maybe do your biggest packages first, right? So, you know, like if you got a big box of shit that's got to go out to someone, they spent like $300 or $400 on your campaign, might want to look after that one first. You know what I mean? Get that out there. You know, do all the packages that you can that don't require special add-ons. Like, you know how a Kickstarter, someone can add something on, and all of a sudden every order is like a specialized order, but do the ones that aren't, you know what I mean?
I got a guy in Australia waiting on a package from Mary Machine Gun 2, I believe. And now he's going to get Mary Machine Gun 3 and 2 at once because he ordered the stand-ups, and the stand-ups go into a box that has to be 32 by 32 by 1.
Wow.
But it's got to be 32 by 32.
Oh, Mike's showing my mail lady's ready for us.
Right? Good to go
already.
Not for private use. But
And they left them for us.
So I don't remember what I was saying now.
The 32 by 32 by 1.
Oh yeah. And then that, because it was a larger size thing, it wouldn't be able to be shipped because they were put a restriction on COVID stuff to ship into Australia from the United States. So he had to wait for like an extra year just to get the shit. And now I'm going to have to wait until we get this thing fired up, and he'll get his stuff, and he should be happy.
Actually,
should be
to
a
be
big
honest,
box.
that is one thing that me and Mike kind of butt heads on is I want to give everything away, and Mike is like, no, leave the kitchen sink, because like people that gave extra money, you know what I mean, that wanted, I'm like, you know what, everybody knows I make buttons and I do stickers and this and that, and I wanted to like send them extra stuff to show how much I appreciate them, and that show, you know, shared on streams or whatever that were there for us. And if it's just a few extra stickers, so be it. Or if it's a few extra buttons or whatever, I wanted to make sure we took care of them.
But when they order a package and we pay them, take the book.
Yeah, we were almost paying for the retail.
Sometimes that happens, you know, especially if you misjudge shipping or something, you know, and you end up. I thought this package to ship to Germany was going to be $30. Now it's $45. Whoop-oh.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's when I was figuring out shipping and we were doing the books, you know, it was like, okay, so it was like, you know, at $5 maximum. Now I'm sending them out and it's $7 or $8.
Oh yeah, you know, one of the big things, and whoever's out there listening, out there in cyberspace, and you're going to do this, and you're going to, you know, ship out a lot of books, buy a scale. Just
Oh,
fucking
yeah, no, I got one.
yeah,
Hell
buy a
yeah.
scale, weigh your packages, go on whatever site you use, put in the dimensions, put in the weight, get a price, and then you know what's going to cost, and charge that price. You know what I mean?
Well,
You know,
yeah, we
for
thought $5 was good, but
No, it is it's shipping in the United States. It's anywhere from like $8 to $10. Sometimes you can get something $5 or $6 if it's like shipping in the same state and not very far away from you.
right.
But like I
yeah,
got lucky because I'm in Kansas City, so I'm in the middle of the country.
Mhm.
So like it's a shorter distance to go anywhere. So it's like it's not like I'm shipping from New York to California.
That's a pain in the ass. Trust me.
yeah,
I just
so-
that's totally true because I've sent Max and I'm sending Max paintings, and it's like, wow, that could be a lot more expensive when I sent it to what's his face who's over on the West Coast, you know.
So what was it like, Trish, to hold the comic book in your hand for the very first time?
Oh, please. I cried. I was a wussy. I cried so much. I was like, it's done. It's done. It's here. Let's get it out to these people. I was just beyond myself because like now that it's out in the world, I can tell like my aunt who passed away while we were making this that really supported us. She's in the book. She's the cook in the alley.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I mean, her homage and just the fact that during this process we lost David, and it just so much stuff, you know what I mean? And but it was like it's all worth it, you know. This is out in the universe now. This little piece of Mike is gonna be forever out there.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something that a guy told me in my very house. He was representing one of the local cons here back when I was welcomed by them. And he said in my kitchen, he held Niobe #1 in his hand, and he said, I just want you to know that this is an accomplishment and no one could ever take this away from you. I'll say the same thing to you.
Yeah, you're gonna make me cry because it was an endeavor, and like this was Mike's dream, and as many as you know, Mike has poor health. He's doing great right now, you know. But I mean,
can
this
put
was
both my arms over my head.
you shush.
Well, that's good,
Well, I
Unlike you.
right?
so, but I mean, this was his dream come true, and I'm like, if there's one thing you want in this world, what do you want to do? And he's like, I want to make comics, baby. And I'm like, let's do it.
So now that you've gotten it done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the bug now? Is it even more? It's like getting a tattoo. People say, right? Like you get a tattoo. Next thing you know, now you got to have like 10 tattoos. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah,
I didn't know anything about
so
that.
have that bug. I'm like, we were even discussing that today with our daughter, and we were talking about the title that I want to come out with, and I'm like, and this and this and this, and then we can go on with that. And she's like, you know what, me and Tori could be like, you know, our daughters are like, well, we could do our own and riffed off of it. And I'm like, you could.
Your daughter is shaking her head vigorously behind you.
No, she
she's not
doesn't want to
wanting
do
to
the
do that.
comic. She wants to write the book. She's a book reader. So
hey, that's more branding for you. You can get out a comic book and then like a novella or novel or something. Boom, do it.
It's not a comic, it's a graphic novel.
Your graphic novel.
Graphic novel.
so yeah.
So
It was fun.
I assume then Brink and Fetch #2 is what's next on the docket then.
Yes.
Very cool.
Brink and Fetch 3 is on the docket, and then 4 for Brink and Fetch, and then Trisha may come out with hers.
Now,
Okay.
is Break and Fetch going to be an ongoing thing, or is it like a mini series? Is like 4 issues long, 6 issues long? Like what's the plan there?
Well, I had the first 6 issues.
He has the first
outlined.
6 issues outlined, so but it's probably going to be an ongoing thing. But
Okay.
we'll see where it goes, and
Cool.
You know, because I mean, it's exciting. Do you know Brink and Fetch is in Florida in a comic book store already?
Yeah.
I'm
Shout
excited.
out to was that the Collective, right?
Collective. Yes,
We
yes,
don't do
we
that
are
here.
at the Collective. So, like, I am tickled pink by that.
Yeah, no, the you done the hardest part, right? And that's getting out that very first one, because that journey, finding artists, finding printers, learning, how this all works behind the scenes, and juggling money and shipping, and you know all the learning curves, right? You've gotten past all that now. Not to say that you aren't going to learn. You're always going to learn. I'm always
Oh, right.
right, but all that basics of just getting it done, you've done now. You will find going on to the second one, you're going to be a lot more prepared, and you're going to do things a little bit differently. And you still have a wide range of people to go pick their brains on anything. Like you spoke to Travis about
Mhm.
getting out the digitals, right? Take
Right.
advantage of those resources, use them. You know what I mean? And you'll do even better when it comes time for break and fetch number 2. Your eggs will be more in order, if you will.
Ducks in a
Right.
row. The ducks will be in a row.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I mean, I'm jelly of you guys that you guys go to cons, or you have your tables, and then I'm like, I am not spending $500 for a table. That would mean I would have to sell 1,000 books to really
Well,
make some money, and I'm
I'm
like,
gonna, I'm gonna stop you right there. Um, the first thing that I learned about, remember, first off, and I have no problem saying this out loud because everybody knows the truth. My booth at New York Comic Con is a mortgage payment. It's almost $2,500. Um, I'm going to tell you something somebody told me when my booth only cost $1,400 8 years ago. Uh, when we were talking about, well, I don't know if I'm going to do this because basically the exact same you just said, Trish. He said, scared money doesn't make money. Now, I know everybody's got situations, health, kids, this, that, the other thing. But I had another guy, and he's on Larry's last campaign, Bun Leung, an incredible artist and an incredible human being. And he gave me the advice that you have to fit your ratio. You have to decide what the dollar amounts between travel, blah 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 fits your ratio where it could be worth it to you. Because maybe it's a little different for you and me though. Because I'm selling art, you're selling books, but you're not selling books. Like even if you don't make your table back, even if you just make your table back, I should say, but you got the book out there, you got new fans. So
right,
that's kind of your currency. Number two, um, for you guys, and I say Max and I have already had this conversation, and I know we have with Larry too. I've been kind of beating Sam over the head with it too. You don't just sell books. You sell prints. First off, don't sell stickers because a sticker pack's gonna be $5. You know what you're gonna have to do and bust your ass to make $5. You sell prints. You make some metal prints and you take them. You do this. You see which ones of your artists are gonna be like Chris and Sean and Matt because they're probably gonna be at the show. Oh wow, such and such is out in the artist alley down 2 aisles down over 3. Buy the book, get them to do a sketch cover, blah blah blah, or maybe vice versa with them. Things like that. You guys with books have an infinite amount of opportunity to make because you own the art. Make prints of that shit. Sell prints. Put up a print wall. Put up your thing. You can make that money at a show easy. And not every show is $2,400. There's tons of local shows that are anywhere between 2 to 5, where you can actually make a solid.
Oh no, I was gonna go to my local shop, but then they got the guy from Napoleon Dynamite, that star, and then they raised the price to $500 for the weekend.
Yeah, there are cons. So
100
if
to
you look
500, I'm
around,
like,
oh Trish, there's
There's
plenty
a
of like
trillion. Yeah, there's a
small,
trillion. Yeah.
lots of
There really are.
small cons that probably float around you somewhere. They're probably like $50 to have a table. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Free State Con. It's like $200. We'll be there. Me and Johnny are going. It's in Lawrence, Kansas. Trish, it's like
I know it's 5 or what is it, 4 hours away from. I looked at it to see if
Yeah.
The other thing about going to a con, Trish, and this is a guy who hasn't been to a con in 3 years. But the cool thing about going to a con is not just you're there to sell books, right? It's a whole atmosphere of it. You know what I mean? Yes, selling books, of course, you want to sell books, but you also want to network. You want to meet with other publishers, other creators. You want to shake some hands. You want to
Kissing
you want to
babies.
have dinner talks,
Well,
afterwards.
that Max will tell you when I met him at Kansas City, I networked. I was out there networking.
yeah.
We don't have the book out there. I'm like, hey, can I introduce you guys to these people and these people and these
Well, just
people?
imagine when you do have your book and you're like, like when I met Jim Shooter and I'm like, hey, Mr. Shooter, here's my book. You know what I mean? And you get to show them something, you ever look for a publishing deal, you could talk to some of the publishers that may happen to be at these shows. And on top of that, just look at it as like a weekend out, what I mean? Just to do something fun,
Amen to
regardless of
that.
how much money you make or don't make. Every time I go to a con, I have a fucking blast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We
It was a good time.
definitely, we're a con family, but yeah, I am excited to eventually hit the con floor, but we're going to have to wait just a little bit longer than book one.
Well, here's any piece, because cons are my thing. I was doing 40 a year before COVID. Okay, so just if I can give you any advice is, even if you can't, these things are things that you have to book more because you want to get the better price for a table. You got to book those in advance. Like I'm already booking shows for next summer or next spring. You know what I'm saying? I'm already getting into those early bird prices. Now you may not be doing. Let's say you're not doing anything this spring or this summer because you're not set yet. Fine, no problem. No big deal. First off, you could probably go as a pro and probably go for free just to hang out and walk the floor for fun. First off, but if you want to start looking at tables, you start looking at what they're pricing their tables for next year. So for 2023, so that you can start really writing everything down and getting yourself a game plan for 2024. Because that's what I did this year. This year I didn't travel out of the state because everything was weird, and I had my mom, so I want to make sure everything's kind of all right. But now I'm 2023. I'm already opening the door. I might be sleeping on Max's couch for Planet Comic Con next
Oh,
year.
yeah.
I might be dragging him to C2E2 next year. All sorts of shit. But these shows, the bigger shows and the medium shows, and even some of the smaller shows, start planning months in advance. So you got even just you got to look at that and just be like, okay, Bob's Con is going to be ready in 6 months. Okay, and the table's only $120. That's pretty cool. We may not be able to do it, but maybe we can go as a pro. And then for the next version of the show, boom, we can get in on that, and it's fine because you know when it's coming, and when you know when to organize everything. It makes your life a lot easier. And you can plan things around because then you can plan the book around that. Oh, we're going to be at blah 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 con the third week of the Kickstarter. So let's get a QR code. Let's get a table and a QR code during that, so we can get people at the con to see if we can get them involved. Oh, we're going to be fulfilled by the time this con's coming. So let's print an extra X amount of books so we can have them for the show. Things like that. It's.
Right.
But the good thing is you're a mom. You're used to doing this scheduling stuff. So that'll be pretty easy.
Oh, I do. And you asked Mike, I'm like way ahead already. I'm like,
yeah, there you go.
Who's doing our chibi stickers? Who are we getting for this? Who are we getting for that? Yeah, I'm already issue 8 or 9. I'm already thought about who I want to work for me.
Who you want to work for you. But you've yet to tell me you want to cut a single one of the people that are working.
That's true.
So by issue 8 or 9, we will have literally a totally rad amount of covers.
Holy rad?
Yeah.
It'll be like 90 covers.
90 covers, probably.
Throw away.
You're right there, Max?
Yeah, I was just laughing about the Jim Nobles.
Right? Look, I'm cutting down my covers. I told the boys this. I did 14 covers last time. And that honestly was 7 too many. I'm going down to 7 this next campaign, maybe 8.
We'll see. 24,000. Well,
maybe 9. Well,
the fucking blank variant.
Well, we're gonna put
the
a bow
blank
on
one
this.
doesn't count, so that's 11.
We're gonna put a bow on this really quickly. Mike and Trish, we are infinitely happy for you guys. Super happy you guys did it.
I'm happy you guys are a part of our lives and part of this whole process.
I'm going to be completely honest, and this is going to sound weird, but this is a thing from my dad. I'm glad, not the medical stuff, because I don't wish the medical stuff on anybody. That's all bullshit. But the printing and the other stuff, the troubles that you had, I'm glad you had them on the first one, because now you know what to look for. Now you learned. Because a man I respect a lot says, mistakes aren't mistakes if you learn from them, and bad things that happen aren't bad if you learn from them. It's just a thing that happened. So now you know what to look for. You know what's going on. You have that knowledge, and you still have that base. Guys like Larry and Max and Tom and all those guys. So you're in a. I can't issue. That just means you can concentrate on getting great covers and great art for issue 2 and a great story. So you guys are in the zone.
I can't wait for it.
Yeah, you guys are in the zone.
Excited.
I'm super excited for you guys. So I'm very, very happy. I'm glad you guys are able to come in. I'm glad you guys are healthier. I'm glad Mike can get his arms up above his head. I appreciate that. That's awesome. But I look at the clock. Yeah, there you go. And Trish, if you want to stick around, or I don't know if it's spoiling thing or anything like that. It's about 10:30. Here on the East Coast, we are about a half hour after House of the Dragon, House of the Hot D.
Hot D.
Hot D.
We didn't watch it yet. We didn't watch it too.
Well, we've all have, because that's how that works. And we're gonna do a little kind of recap of episode 2. I'm really excited about it, because about doing this and I think we're doing this moving forward for all of them, because I'm one of those book reading guys, like your daughter. I'm one of those Game of Thrones book guys. So I can't wait to talk.
I think I will bow out, because we're watching Shadow and Bones on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Have I seen
Very
that
cool.
one yet?
No.
It's magic and soldiers and all kinds of goodness all wrapped together. It's kind of a neat show. We're on episode 2, and I'm digging it.
Trish loves everything.
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm a big
we love you guys. So thank you so much.
No, thank you for having us.
Oh, please, anytime. You guys are
Have a good
always
one.
welcome. Bye now, Trish. Bye, Mike.
Peace out.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Please,
Be
Mike.
good.
See y'all later.
Later. Okay, I thought I was just gonna have to pull the plug on that, and I would have felt really bad. So Max, are you still under the you don't get rule?
I'm sorry you broke up.
Are you still under the I don't give a shit about Game of Thrones, whatever? Okay. And Larry, you saw the episode.
Yeah.
All right, so we can.
However, and we'll get into it as you break it down, but there was scenes where they were speaking in old Valyrian or whatever.
Yeah, was in French.
Yeah, it was in fucking French, so I have no idea what the hell was said. So
I have the tab pulled up on HBO Max because the episode just ended. So what I was gonna do, I thought of that. I was thinking of that. So while I there we'll put.
You can't show nothing. We will get fucking dinged.
I just was right there. That's okay. I just did that. It's okay. I'm all right. What we're gonna do is I'm just gonna not watch, but I'll get I have it on HBO right now. Actually, I don't have it on HBO. I got HBO really fast.
Because I mean, what she says to the brother on the bridge is like got to be definitely important. You know what I mean?
No, it was. I kind of, yeah. She's a G. Let's put it like that. She's a beast.
But to break it all down, to start off with, it was a long episode.
Yeah, well,
it was over an hour long. There wasn't, unlike the first episode, there wasn't any action in this one.
No, they were setting up a lot of stuff.
Right. So this was another sort of, if you like, Phil, our very own Phil Leon says, "Hey man, I don't like political intrigue, man. I want action, man." There is no action in this, but there is a lot of
the threat of action is there.
The threat of action is certainly there, and there's a lot of politicking.
Might be something happening soon. You don't know.
There's some stuff happening soon, and I like the way they went about it. So let's fuck it, we'll just go through it. So
the very first scene we get is the introduction to what's happening with the crab man, the crabber. You know what I mean?
Right. That's now there's a south in the southern part between in the sea. In between Westeros and the other continent, there are these steps. There's the stepstones they call. That's what they look like, and that's kind of like a traveling point, kind of like the Route of Magellan and all that shit in this world, where sailors use to cut through so they can get to Dorne and things like that to give people a kind of an idea of where they are right now.
Yeah, and so there's been problems with pirates hitting, ships that belong to King and to hit, the guys that are underneath him, and they take these people, these pirates, whatever, and they dump them off on this island or whatever it is, this beach, and they're basically tied to the stake, and they're left for these man-eating crabs to munch on, and
Yeah.
they even show scenes like crabs picking away at the skin and that sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
Why is that making noise? Sorry, something was making noise. Sorry. It's Corlys Valerian is the gentleman with the blonde dreadlocks. He's the master of ships. He has the biggest fleet in the world, in this world currently right now. As opposed to when we see later, 200 years later, it's the Ironborn that have all the ships and stuff like that. He's the one that comes into that small council meeting in the beginning of the episode. Oh, wait, really quickly. Fucking spoilers. Okay. My bad. Good thing we didn't really talk about anything. We're going to ruin the fuck out of the episode if you haven't seen it yet. Okay? Just giving you a heads up. We're going to ruin the fuck out of it. And we're okay with that. I don't watch it. I put spoilers all over the tag to this. Corlys Valerian is his wife was Viserys the King's sister, who basically was you can't be the queen. You're not a guy. When the council had their meeting in 92 AC. So that's where we are right now.
Yeah. So a lot. I mean, after we get the crab guy, it is a small council meeting. This guy, I mean, it was a long, sort of boring episode for me, but it was, but I liked the political intrigue, so I didn't mind that it was sort of long pace and kind of boring. I'm trying to remember what they even talked about at the first council.
They talked about that the sea steps need to be protected. Like, we need to go to war and get these things. And the king's like, my job is to avoid war and things like that. I don't want to do that. But it is under advisement and we're working on it and we're going to try to figure it out. And then that's when they kind of shift gears to the Night's a member of I believe it was the captain of the Night's Watch had passed away. So there was a new captain of the Night's Watch, and that's the dude that's standing there. And that because they needed 7, they only had 6 knights in the Night's Watch. The people not the gold cloaks, but the knights who protect the royal family. They needed to get another one, and they were trying to figure out how they were going to do that. And then that's where our Princess Rhaenyra, basically volunteers herself. It's like, hey, I'll do it. I'll choose.
Well, the only reason why they even did that was because she spoke out of turn in the council meeting, right? She's the cupbearer.
Right. She's not really supposed to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like when Buddy's going on about, you need to protect my ships and we need to do this and that, she's like, why don't we just fucking send the dragons? You know what I mean? Like I'll fly over with dragon riders and we'll look after this. And the guy's like, no,
pretty much. Well, the king was like, no, but and the hand was like, no, but Corlys was like, yeah, sounds great to me.
Yeah. Look, the princess got the plan, right? And then that's when the king's like, okay, maybe you should go off and do something else. And so she goes off with Buddy to go select the new knight, right?
Right.
And so she doesn't like that idea, but she's like, oh, okay, whatever, I'm going to do what I'm fucking told. And she goes to select the knight. And what was funny about that scene is like we get to that scene and there's like all these knights standing, below her. She's up on a little platform sort of thing. She's looking down at these guys.
Over the balcony, yeah.
The balcony. And one by one, they're sort of introduced and a little bit of lineage is given in some of their history. And she notices pretty quickly that fucking none of them have any combat experience, right? That they're all just basically showmen, you know what I mean? For tournaments and looking pretty in the armor,
Two things about that. There's two things about that really quickly though. That's because they're coming out of the 50 years of peace that Jaehaerys Targaryen was ruler under. So this is like the most peaceful time in Westeros ever.
Right. But she still
right?
needs a warrior, man.
She still needs a warrior. And now, if you notice really quickly, where the guys are standing, where she is looking over down on them. Later on, we see that same room in Game of Thrones. That's the one where it has the map of Westeros painted on the ground.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah, same room.
So eventually she says, "Fuck, do any of you have combat experience?" You know what I mean?
You know, you bitches know what you're doing.
Right? And the
Did
one
y'all
guy,
ever have a fight?
and so they call upon one guy, what's his name? Christian something.
Cole, something Cole. Yeah, Sir Cole. And this is the young the young knight from Dorne.
Right.
That she gave her favor to in the tournament, and he's also the same guy who knocked Daemon Targaryen, Matt Smith, on his ass twice.
That's right. And he's like, I have combat experience. He's like, I served as a foot soldier for a year, blah, blah, blah. Did this and that when they tried to invade Dorne. And then I got promoted to a knight and da da da. And she's like, okay, cool, you know what I mean? But she had the hots for him anyway. So
yes. Oh yeah. She definitely was. Her dragon wings were a little aflutter.
So they select him, and like the hand of the king, really doesn't like this idea. You know what I mean? But she's like, I'm the princess, and we need a seasoned, warrior, and this is how it's going to be. It's like, okay,
I gotta tell you,
bitch, I'll do what I want.
The hand, though, you can see everything.
And we lost him.
That goes either in his favor. Am I back?
You are now. Start over.
I'm back. Okay. I like this hand. Otto Highborn, I like him because he's you can see him calculating when shit goes his way and when shit doesn't go his way. He's like, okay, she wants this guy. How does that hurt?
Is he still talking?
I don't know.
No, that's cool. I got fucking Wi-Fi. Am I back now? My Wi-Fi just did shit.
Yeah, you're back.
My Wi-Fi did shit. Where did I leave off?
Otto Highborn.
The hand is very calculating in what he's doing. So when things go his way, he's figuring he's playing chess in his own head with himself the entire show. And
Withy is trashing.
Right?
Yeah. 2 seconds.
Yeah, while you look after that, yeah. So then there's this other issue that keeps cropping up in the show, and I'm not sure if I'm jumping ahead or not while Pete fixes this. But after they select, this guy and da da da, a couple things are going on. One is Otto Highborn's daughter still spending a lot of time with the king. You know what I mean? She's like hanging out with him, and they have their little lunch dates and this sort of stuff. So that's going on.
Floppy weed or
the daughter of the hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
no, you're right. You're right on.
And so she's spending time with the king, and he's like, my daughter is fucking distant from me, and I can't communicate with her. We haven't really opened up since her mother's death. And, the girl's nice and sweet, and she gives the king some words of wisdom. It's like, you're a pretty easygoing guy. If you just, went to her or invited her, in, she probably, gladly accept that. And, and you can see his attraction to this young woman start to grow more and more, because this is the other thing that they talk about is that he still needs to get a queen and produce more heirs. And, and this is vital for the survival of not only his rule, but his lineage and, succession, because even though he named this girl, his daughter, the heir, really what they still want is a fucking male heir.
And to pause everything right there for a second, that's a perfect place to pause for a second. First thing, the episode itself tells us that we're probably 6 to 8 months ahead after the queen's death. First off. Secondly, in that time, Daemon, because you don't know they really don't tell you what happened to Daemon Targaryen. They turned around, and after where the heir for a day shit and all that stuff, they told him to go back to the Vale to his wife. He said, "Fuck you." Took the where is it? Where do I have her name written down somewhere? I wrote, the prostitute that he was with.
Yeah.
Turns her basically he's like, you know what? Come with me. Goes back to his dragon. They ride off to Dragon Keep. Okay, and that's remember where Daenerys was Dragonstone, right? That's right. Where Daenerys was that was her home base in Westeros. That's where Daemon Targaryen went with his dragon. He resigned from the City Watch, but the Gold Cloaks went with him. A lot of Gold Cloaks went with him to be like his personal kick-ass army. So he's there with the dragon and his lover, and he's well, I don't want to ruin because that doesn't happen yet in the episode, but that's where he is right now and who he's with. And the other thing that people need to notice is when they were all bowing towards Rhaenyra that she's going to be the heir. If you two things you notice about that, first off, the one person who kind of really didn't want to but did it anyway was the Baratheon, which is kind of funny. And Daemon Targaryen was not there. He does not recognize her as the heir.
Yeah. And you know, and this is the other thing. Like, there's another council meeting where they actually bring him up. He's like, he took over Dragonstone with no opposition, and but yet you let our fucking ship sink in the fucking ocean, sort of
Right.
speech.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the king, you know, sort of ponders that, and they have a little meeting about that. And what should we do? And then there was some stuff again spoken in Old Valerian, right? That I have no idea what was said because the princess had fucking said it, and you know, but they end up cocking up a plan where they're going to send a delegation, I guess, to the.
You skipped a bunch of stuff.
All right, well, catch me up.
First off, there's the kind of a secret meeting between Corlys and his wife, the queen that never happened, on the side because we're talking about the king needs to get married. Okay, the king needs a wife. It's good for the realm. Blah 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 blah. So they're offering his daughter as she's a perfect bride, and because Corlys is of old Valerian blood of the old world and a Targaryen, so that would make their seed. If the king married this girl and had a baby and had an heir, it would be a true Valerian Targaryen, a true proper, irrefutable heir. Okay, his daughter's 12 years old, so that's a little weird, and it's weird how accepting everybody really is of this. And that was just my take on that. And that was a little meeting that they had there in the forest. Well, not the forest, in like the garden.
Yeah.
And then we get back to another shot where before that, I forget her name. Allison. I'm just gonna call her Allison, the Hand's daughter, and Rhaenyra kind of had a moment where I don't know. I miss my mom. I miss my mom too. You just have to talk to your dad. Sometimes you have to be the bigger person and talk to him. And that's where we move on to now. They have a little bit of a dinner. They're having dinner together, and they kind of start really melting the ice. The father son, they drop Princess Queen for a second. I miss my mom. I loved your mom. I miss her so much. But I got to start doing king stuff. She goes, no, it's the right thing to do. I get it. I'm just glad that you feel the same way I feel, and all that cute father daughter. I miss mom. Mom's dead. I have to get a dragon kind of stuff. So, and that no Valerian spoken in there, so we don't have to worry about subtitles. There was another thing we didn't notice. Now, remember, we talked about that in the books. Now, Max, I don't know if you remember it. Viserys I was the king who was always cutting himself on the Iron Throne. He was constantly cutting himself on the Iron Throne.
I don't think Max is with us, but yes.
Okay. He's constantly... No. He's constantly cutting... Yeah, he's muted. Sorry, my bad. Constantly cutting himself on the Iron Throne. We saw last week where he had he was Nixon cuts, but he also had that big thing on his back, which is now, if you're going to speculate, he's cutting him. So he cut his back on the Iron Throne, and he keeps doing it. That's why it's not healing. Okay, so that's something. And now, kind of gross, kind of funny. I guess that pinky cut that he had last week, they had to put his hand in a bucket of larva, basically, so they could eat the dead skin and heal his hand right now. So that's what the king is going through. So the king's cutting himself. It's not good. He's not doing well. And then that dinner with his daughter is where the Hand comes in and is like, hey, your brother, Dragonstone, he says he's taking this lady as his second wife, as they did in Old Valeria, and she's pregnant. And as the custom was back then, he's giving her a dragon egg. That shit's dangerous. That's basically a thermonuclear weapon. What the fuck do we do? And then they were like, well, we can send the army, but that would be open war. We could send this. We could do this. And the king's like, I'm going to go. He's my brother. The Hand is like, the fuck you are. And then basically the Hand is like, well, I guess I have to go. He's not really super happy about it, but it's his job. And that's where we are And that's where we go. And then we get to the weirdest, most awkwardest thing I've ever not. This is gonna. The king is gonna. Viserys is gonna be involved in a lot of awkward shit. I'm just convinced of it now. This little bit of awkward shit is him talking to a 12-year-old as to how she's gonna be a great queen for him and loyal and give him sons and all this stuff. Just please wait until I'm 14. It's very weird.
Yeah, she
And I think it was meant to
she
be
gives the
weird.
whole line that her father told her to say. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And he's like, "Well,
Right.
what did your mother
but
fucking tell you?" And she's like, "Well, I gotta wait. You know, you can't bed me until I'm
it was
14."
definitely meant not for them to be weird, for us as the audience to make it. Yeah, exactly. It's just so weird, though. I-
Yeah, it was
it was
a
such an
little.
off-putting conversation.
You know, I think they may have done something like that for like historical reference, because way back in the day in ancient Egypt and Rome and shit, they were married off young, right? But
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think it was
Yes,
needed. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. But
I think it
it's
made
again, it
everyone
is
that
part of
watched
the
that
story.
feel uneasy and uncomfortable.
But I think they did that on purpose. I think they. Am I there? Am I here?
Yeah, you're here now. You did break up.
Okay. I think they did that on purpose. I think they wanted us to feel weird on purpose.
Well,
I
they
really do.
succeeded. Um,
No shit, right?
of course he sort of rejects this idea. He fucking knows that A, she's way, she's just a child, and B, he's kind of got his eye on someone else. You know what I mean? Someone
Mhm.
older. Not I mean,
I'm
she's
not
still,
into the kitty fucking.
you know what I
Pretty
mean?
much. Pretty much. Pretty
And so
much.
he's got his eyes on Otto's daughter, the girl that was sent to him in episode 1 to console him and comfort him and be his company. You know what I mean? This is who he decides to go after.
But she was
And this, of
being.
course,
She's
go ahead.
sorry. She's playing that. Now she. You can tell that this young lady, the daughter of the hand, is definitely playing her role. Like, okay, this is my family. This is my job. This is what my family needs to do. This is what's good for the realm. It's going to be weird for my friend, but the realm is more important. Kind of shit. She's
Yeah.
definitely getting into it.
Yeah, and the whole court, basically expects him to choose this child, you know what I mean? Because it's going to make the house stronger and the bloodline thicker and all this shit. And then, he comes in this council meeting, he's like, I made my decision and I choose Allison Highborn, and the father of the would-be bride, you know what I mean? Fucking flips out and
Like
makes
you
a
jumped,
scene.
you jumped ahead just a little bit again. You missed the whole stuff on Dragonstone on the bridge.
Oh, right, yeah. I didn't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. I didn't know what came first, the dragon or the egg. You know what I mean?
It's the dragon egg. The dragon egg came first, technically, right now. This blah, 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 blah. You get the hand getting ready to go. He's armoring up, and all the guys are going. And then the King's Guard from Dorne, the kid Cole is going to. They're going to go and they're going to confront Damon because the king has finally had enough. Give the Ed back. Send your whore back to where she goes. You go back to your wife. Cut this shit out. And that's basically what the Canned and Damon have this standoff on that. It looks like the Great Wall of China that they have the pathway getting to Dragonstone. That they have that big argument about that, and swords are brought out. Then the guy puts his swords away, and because Damon's dragon shows up, and it's like, well, we're boned, guys. Put your swords away. Fuck it, but that's when Rhaenyra, the princess, shows up and does some shit. So,
well, yeah, she shows up on a dragon of all her own without fucking
her
permission.
dragon.
Yes. It's like a 2-day fucking journey to go there. I'm sure it's quicker on dragon. You know what I mean? But she shows up. She lands the fucking dragon right on the bridge. She hops off the dragon. She walks past everyone, goes right up to her uncle, and starts speaking though in the old tongue, which I have no idea what they said. So the subtitles are all in French.
I got you right now.
All right.
Don't you worry. So we're gonna read this a little. He sees the dragon. She lands. I'm trying to fast forward so I get to she's walking. The king's guard is like, "Your princess. My father named me Princess of Dragonstone." She says to him. He goes, "That's my castle you're living in, uncle. Not until you come of age," he says. "You have angered your king," she says. "I don't see why," he says. "This is a day of celebration. I am to be wed. You already have a wife, not one of my choosing. And it's required for you to steal my brother's egg? You shared your cradle with the dragon when you were born. I want the same for my child. You are to have a child?" He looks back to whore. "One day."
Someday.
And she gets all fucking pissy and walks away.
How does she get the egg back though? What does she say to get the egg back?
She's doing that right now.
The reason that you wish.
I'm unboxing Nurink and Fetch live now.
Are you?
She's telling him.
Pete can't spell good.
No, I can't. I can't for shit.
I think it was just a typo.
I'm terrible. She basically out badasses him and takes advantage of the fact that he does love her. And it's like, on the air.
Yeah, if you're gonna kill me, then fucking kill me. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah. If you're gonna kill me, then kill me now, and let's get this war going because you can. But if you're not, then just give me this. Stop being stupid and let's figure this shit out. Is basically what she does. She out thugs him. The reason that you were disinherited.
You wish.
Yeah. So then he
she needs to kill me. Yeah. So and she steps up right there. No sword, no nothing. Just do it and just be done with this shit. Do it. If you're gonna kill me, kill me. He sits there, ponders for a little bit, which is really, it's kind of, these two are both being badasses to each other, which is really cool.
Mm.
And then he finally thinks about it. He sees all those dudes over there, all this shit, and he tosses her the egg. And
he
he's
even
like,
recognizes that one of the knights that's with them is the guy that beat him in the fucking tournament.
The guy even mouths off to Damon,
Cole or whatever his name is.
which he mouths off to him, which is really kind of funny. He goes, "Oh, you're look at you with your fancy armor." He goes, "Yeah, I remember I knocked you off your ass a couple times." So yeah, that's all pretty cool.
So little princess comes back to the castle and she gets grilled out by her father, but she's like, "You know what? I got the egg, so
Right. So whatever. And he yeah. Well, I guess you did. Also, Damon has a fight with the prostitute. So she's like, I don't want to be part of all this shit. I just wanted your freedom and your protection. And he's like, "Listen, honey, it's okay. It's all right. We're good.
Yeah. We're safe now. We're all safe now. How are you? And what happens after that? Like, what was, because there isn't too much after that.
There's the meeting. And the king actually asks the Stark, "Hey, what do you think? Like, who should I marry? What should I do? Should I even marry?" And the Stark is to be real with me. And the Stark is like, "Your best bet for the bloodline is the 12-year-old girl. And, it would be good for the family. And it would heal that wound that happened at that High Council where her mother was chosen. Well, you were chosen over her mother and, all that stuff." And the king really isn't too happy about that idea. And he's thinking about it. And then, like you said, they have the argument. They have an argument, but she's like, "Listen, I did this and I did that." And they kind of still have a father-daughter moment. I almost said father-son. I don't know why. She's like, "You're the king. You gotta do what's right for the realm, and I love you," and all this stuff. So he finally decides. Now he has a small council meeting where he says that he's going to marry. He is going to take on a new wife, and thanks to closed captioning, I'm going to see what her name is because I forgot what her name is.
Allison Highborn?
I think it's Allison something. Yeah. Come on. And she gets Rain when he says, "I'm going to take a new wife," his daughter kind of nods, is like, "Yeah, Dad, that's fine," So,
but when he selects her, it upsets
everything
the
goes to
dog.
shit. Yeah,
Like, Yeah, because they're like best friends. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The Lady Alison Hightower.
Allison
I like
Hightower.
That's
Allison Hightower. There you go. She's like, and I got to tell you, great acting by the guy who's playing Otto, the Hand of the King, because he has this shit-eating grin on his face. It's fantastic. And then Corlys gets pissed, gets up, and leaves because
Yeah.
his house is Valerian. His house is the power center of the world. He has the ships, and then we cut to the meat of this episode, and it's Corlys having a conversation with somebody, and he's telling him like, the king is this. I have the power. These pirates are ruining everything. We need war. We need this.
Gotta seize the opportunities.
We got to seize the opportunity, and like who he's talking to. You're just waiting for it to turn, and it turns, and of course it's Daemon Targaryen just sitting there. What's cool is what was cool though was Corlys kind of shits on the king a little bit, and Daemon goes, no, you don't do that.
Only
no.
I get the shit on my brother.
Yeah, exactly. Only I get the shit up. But still, that was pretty cool. He's still, that kind of gives you an idea of what he's thinking. There's a quote about his sword that his sword was one of the swords from Aegon Targaryen's sisters, Aegon the First, that conquered Westeros. I forget the name of it, but Dark Sister. Then Dark Sister is made for war. Dark Sister needs to taste blood. Is what he doesn't say it here, which would have been fucking cool, but that's what he says. And then they decide that Corlys and Daemon, with Daemon's dragon and all that shit, are going to go to the steps, the sea steps, whatever it is, and they're going to handle their business. Fuck the king.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. That's pretty
Dun,
badass.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. So that if you wanted a knockdown, drag out, bang out, fucking awesome episode with violence and all sorts of shit, but it didn't happen. But
No, you didn't get that. And I mean, like, you got dragons. You got two of them.
You got two dragons. You got a really good glimpse at the political and the game of chess going on in Martin's books, where who is this? Because everybody thought when you saw the trailer, that fight on that bridge, you thought that was Matt Smith having a revolution, blah 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 blah, and it's not. It was Matt Smith, doing more or less the right thing because he may not have a plan, but he's trying to take care of himself. You know what I mean? So but now you know that there is some violence coming, and it's not civil war or anything like that. Now we got a bad guy that we can all want to see get the shit kicked out of him because we don't care about him. So that's cool, and that'll be fun to watch for a little bit. But that furthers, the Corlys is the blonde dreadlock gentleman and his wife, who was the queen. What was it they called her? The queen that never was, is what they call her. And you're going to get this because they're Valerian and Targaryen, so we're going to get to see what that changes in the power struggle of everything that's going on, and then things are just going to get weirder when after they get married and stuff. So there's going to be a lot of good tidbits coming up in this show. I can't wait. I really can't.
I've watched so much. Am I on? Still on?
Yeah,
I've watched so much lore videos lately because I never read the books, right? So I've been watching like 83 things you may not know about House of the Dragon. You know what I mean? Like,
a good 14 things you don't know about Hot D.
a good recap of a good recap of just the book will help you out. Like, and it won't even give you spoilers either. It'll just one of those things. It's just whatever. You just see a little bit and it'll be all right. It's a good story. It's a solid story. It's very violent. It's very, very violent. The hot take is for me that scene. I forget her name. Corlys's daughter and the king kind of seeing if they're a fit, and the king just being awkward. Like, homie reads this script. Okay, I'm going to be Viserys Targaryen. That's cool. What does that mean? That means you're going to sit there and decide to have a C-section via knife on your wife, and then second episode you're going to talk about marrying a 12-year-old girl. And this actor said, "Yeah, fuck it. All right, that sounds good. All right." He just, all right, sure, great.
Not
What
his
else do I have to
idea.
do?
Not,
No, it's not his idea. No, it's good writing, and he's doing the thing, and I respect it. And it's just that was so awkward and so like, and how like I know she was just the actress, the young lady was just doing her father's wishes and stuff, but it was just so weird. Now here's the thing, some backstory on her. She's a dragon rider also. Okay.
Yeah, well, I imagine she'll get older and
Yeah, she's a dragon rider and
be a fucking part of this whole thing. Because I know there's a big time jump, right? There's about a 10-year gap.
There's a little bit of a gap, yeah. But with this here, she's a typical 12-year-old girl. She's like, cool, I'll marry the king. Oh, okay, I'll go ride my dragon. Fuck it, I don't care. Like she really just doesn't care. So, typical 12-year-old, cool, whatever. The big thing, the big one thing I think for me, the big takeaway was the princess, out G'd her uncle, which was pretty cool. She used the fact that he's soft on her, which was cool. But at the same time, she's stepping up a little bit. She's like, you know what, the realm does need certain things, and I'm gonna feel certain ways about things, but
yeah. Well, she even has that conversation with the queen that never was, and the queen that never was, tells her like, you're just a pawn, basically.
Yeah,
you may have been named heir, but your father's going to remarry and have a son, and that's going to be the fucking real heir.
Yep.
That's the order of things.
And the girl takes it. Rhaenyra takes it. She's like, okay, yeah, and so.
Well, she's like, well, maybe when I'm queen, I'll change the order of things.
Right?
So,
yeah.
She's still has that like, I'm actually going to be queen. She doesn't actually believe what this old hag is saying. She's like,
traditional theme with the Targaryen women in power is like, I'm going to break the wheel, because that was Daenerys's thing. She was going to break the wheel and all this stuff, and then she killed 1 million people with the dragon. But that's that's okay.
But so, Mac, did you even watch the show?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Not this one. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I will.
He'll fall asleep again.
Yep.
You don't miss a whole ton.
It seems like a bunch of chatting episode. Yeah. There's a setup episode.
Yeah, boom! You took the words right out of my mouth. It's absolutely just a really good setup episode as to what's coming up next. Some shit's gonna go down. It's gonna feel good about it. So yeah, that's exciting.
Well, it's got to have it's the same thing when I write a Mary Machine Gun script. I always have some action at the very beginning, and then it kind of pulls back a little bit, and then you lay out some storyline, and then you go back into the action again.
Well, it's like a good wrestling show. You have your highs, and you bring them down a bit, and then you bring them back up even higher. Then you bring them down a little bit, and you bring them back up. For the main event. You know what I mean? It's sort of classic storytelling. And I wouldn't. Pete knows the books. I can only just guess to what I think is going to happen on episode 3, but I don't expect it to be high action. I expect that we're going to have a battle scene, maybe with the crabber. I think the crab guy. I think that's what's next. Where Daemon is going to ride in and just sort of roast everyone with his fucking dragon. You know what I mean? I think that.
Here's two things about that, and I'm not spoiling anything, I promise. Even though we just spoiled the whole episode for anybody who didn't watch it on the West Coast. Whoops. The pacing is obviously different because a 3 million page book as opposed to however many episodes this is. So the pacing is going to be a little bit different. And I think I think it would behoove them not to just dragon kill everything. Yay, we fixed it. And plus Daemon isn't that type of guy. Daemon wants to get his hands dirty. He wants to do some sword shit and do some stuff. So
I imagine it's gonna be more than just a dragon, but I'm pretty sure dragon's gonna fucking be there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot.
And then I expect the rest of the episode again to be more of the political setup and the balance of power sort of thing rocking, because the way I understand it is the girl that plays Rhaenyra and the girl that plays Alison Hightower, there's actually two actors for them, right? So there's the younger crew, and then you have the older ones that are like 10 years. So the first like 5 or 6 episodes of this season are with the young actors, and then after that it advances a considerable amount of time to the more adult versions of them.
Right.
And I think that's where the real action begins. You know what I mean?
That's right. Everything gets going kind of harder once things start moving around and stuff like that. I think, and again, because you alluded to it, I believe when you get the first episode, the narration of the first episode was done by the actress who plays the older version of the princess.
Right. So
yeah.
Again, I think the first few episodes, yeah, you're gonna see some action here and there. I mean, they got to give it to you at some point, but you're not really going to get into the meat and bones until they advance the characters' ages a bit. And that's me without reading the books. That's just a prediction.
No, that's smart. I like that. Even without even thinking about it, I would like that. But I will tell you this: at least they gave us a little bit of fan service. We got to see some dragons, and then that last week, that scene with the gold cloaks just destroying everybody was great. It was fantastic, and then we got to see a little action in the tournament, which was cool too, and more than we expected. So that was that was exciting as well. So
now, do we know how long the season is?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up. How many episodes? Hot D, and it's gonna bring me to some porn site.
No, you can just get a Mary Machine Gun page, or Brink and Fetch.
How
You'll
many?
Get a nice Brink and Fetch page.
Episodes Hot D. List of Hollywood High School to Dead episodes. No, you fucking retard.
I think type it out. Sorry.
All right, hold on.
Okay, while Larry's typing really quickly,
10.
I want to say shout out to everybody
10.
on 10. So that's cool. That's good pacing so far. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I dig that. Boys, I think this is where we're gonna leave it, yeah?
I think yeah. I mean
I think it's a good time. I think that way we can get into our post activities. So first off, Mike and Trish, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Guys, we'll keep you in the loop when issue 2 of Brink and Fetch, Just Want to Have Fun, come out. You hear that Cyndi Lauper in your head when you say that. It's really weird. To everyone, just want to get naked and roll around and
yeah.
I mean, holy shit.
What matters?
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait for the live action. I really can't. Dirty old man. Anyway, I just fucked myself up on that. I'm sorry. I'm clipping that. Sorry, I have to clip that. All right. Anyway, thank you to everyone on the West Coast who got spoiled rotten. Well, spoiled poorly. Or who if we fucked up your Game of Thrones, I said spoiler every chance we got. So sorry, but we just couldn't wait till everybody had seen the episode. We all have shit to do.
Look,
now
Angry Joe can come on and spoil shit. So can we,
right? That's what I'm saying. So we were nice enough to wait for the East Coast. Okay, we waited for the East Coast, so I think that was perfectly
that's what
fine.
we need to do is just jump in and get talking about it before it even plays.
Get cut ahead of everybody.
Yep, get a cut ahead of everybody.
Well, I mean, they do that for Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
So many God, there's this been 2-week countdown where this guy goes live for 2 hours a day and talks about what's coming up in Cobra Kai. I don't know how much more you can speculate on what Terry Silver is going to do, man. You know what I mean? Fuck,
Fucking awesome. All right. I want to turn around really quickly because I haven't been up for a while, and I talked about that before. We're changing that starting meow. This next couple weeks will be, and leading up to New York Comic Con this October. So most of September, it's going to be random streams. Okay. But at least going to get once a week. We will be doing at least 2 live streams from this Twitch account at New York Comic Con. I am announcing that at New York Comic Con, Fat Guy Inc. booth 1866, excuse me. I don't even know my table number. That's how fucking fucked up I am. Um, I am announcing this like a blue.
Oh,
No, but don't worry, it's not for money.
no, you
It's not
broke
for money.
up.
Oh, did I? Am I back? Where
Yeah,
would I
you're
leave
back.
off? Okay.
Yeah, you said
About
what I
your
am
table
announcing.
number.
What I am announcing is, and now he's still stopped.
Yeah.
Am I better? I'm
Yeah,
better now.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
I'm better now. Fat Guy Inc. October 6th through the 9th, booth 1866, New York Comic Con. We're doing a raffle. Okay. Well, I'm doing a raffle anyway. And the raffle is, I'm probably going to get like a Bluetooth speaker and headphones, like a set. And then it's really not going to be from, I mean, if you want to pay to get raffle tickets, cool. But your entry into the raffle ticket is one ticket for each Twitch follow I get. And you got to show it to me on your phone. And you get 5 entries into the contest if you subscribe to me right there at the table on Twitch, right there. All right.
Nice.
Now, if you want to be entered, like I don't have a Twitch. Okay, give me $1. I'll give you a ticket, and it's fine. but we'll do that. But it's going to be for you guys here on Twitch. We're going to do all that stuff, and it's going to be great. And we can't wait to see. Wait, that's no. There you go. There's the map, so you can get an idea. We're right where Small Press is, in the back corner of Small Press, like we were last year. You guys can't miss us. It's going to be crazy good, crazy fun, all sorts of things. I can't show them to you right now because they're in an awkward spot. But maybe I can a little bit. This is the sample. This is 4 of the canvases that I got, for the 100 canvases that I got that I'm currently drawing on still. Hopefully, I'll be done drawing on canvases by later tonight or tomorrow, and then the painting will immediately begin to get ready for New York Comic Con. Can't fucking wait. Max, when do you have?
You broke up, but I think you're talking about what I got coming up.
Yes,
I
sir.
got Ninja Bimbos coming up September 1st. Well, we pray September 1st, and maybe the 2nd. We'll see. Should be the 1st.
Okay.
Speaking of the 1st, that is my divorce date for my divorce case, my divorce hearing. So I have a lot of stuff going on that day. I got the poker chips were supposed to arrive that day. I've got court in the morning, and yeah, all that stuff's going on at once. So
that's a lot.
It'll be nice and interesting day. So, but yeah, if we can get Ninja Bimbo started on the 1st, that'd be great. If you guys, if you want, you can always drop by for Kickstarter and just search for Ninja Bimbos issue number 2 and follow it along whenever it gets ready to launch. You'll be notified. You can get that Mariah Benes cover post haste.
Quickly get all the cheesecake. Looks like she has a pumpkin back there. Jesus Christ. Larry with the greatest Indiegogo in the world. Yeah. What's going on?
The Indiegogo, the one backer campaign, as I like to call it.
The Indiegogo that could.
The Indiegogo that
I choose you.
Hey, we're one backer strong. What can I say? Listen, our success though comes from Kickstarter, and that's sort of my focus. We're finishing up Outbreak number 1, like it's almost done. You guys have seen all the progress. You guys know, you can vouch for me. It's almost done, and we'll be on track for delivery for October/November, I'm sure. And then it's straight into Outbreak 2 in the new year. I mean, that's the plan. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Awesome. Other than work my new job. So
Human Hunters 2 is coming out in October, and then maybe in November, Mary Machine Gun 4. Maybe. I don't know if I want to do anything that late in the year though.
So what'll happen is at that point, try to get me like a flyer with the QR code so people can follow the Kickstarters, and I'll put it on my table or something. That'll be cool. So people can just click on the flyers and go to the Kickstarters live and stuff. Hopefully at New York Comic Con, by the way, also folks, knock wood, we don't know. There may or may not be Kaiju Mania books, and we also may have a QR code for Breaking the Dead on the table at New York Comic Con. So I will keep you all up to speed with shit like that. But for right now, thank you. Oh yeah, really quickly, because I haven't done this in months, and I need to show some love to every single one of my lurkers that's in that room right now. There's like 15 of them. I love you guys. You just turned on the channel, went about your business. Fuck it. It could an empty room could be watching me right now at your house, but it is. I love you guys, my lurkers. You guys are the best. Shout out to Russian Pornbot. I hope you're bringing porno to the Ukraine. And thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. We had a lot of fun tonight.
Does Pornbot still come by?
No, it's not since the war started.
I noticed. That's what I was thinking. As soon as the war kicked off, it just kind of
they got him into the war.
he got drafted.
He got drafted.
Pornbot got drafted.
Pornbot got drafted. And I'm like, holy it matched up perfectly. When Pornbot disappeared when the war in the Ukraine started, I'm like, oh my god, Pornbot got drafted. And that's just fuck. That's just terrible. Yeah, I put that one.
It's sad for Pornbot.
I'm terrible. Well, but like I said,
little Pornbot children might never see their Pornbot daddy again.
But he's sitting there though. I'm sure Pornbot's doing the right thing and bringing the love of porn to the people in the war-torn, ravaged country of the Ukraine. Maybe to his fellow Russian soldiers, he's helping them out. Giving, whether in a foxhole, here, comrade, watch some porn. Follow this link while the Ukrainian farmer steals your fucking tank. Maybe that's when the tank.
The guys are out there, they're beating their dick off in the fucking outside. The guy's like, "Get out of the tank if you're gonna do that." Yeah, get out of the tank. Steals the tank.
That's my favorite part of this. Not that anything's favorite about this, but the guy goes, "Okay, it's not just that the farmers stole these guys. Like these guys walked off. Whatever they did, somebody stole their tank. Now they got to explain that to their commanding officer. Why did you guys get shot at? No. Like I'm making up a story. I'm like, oh, it got bombed out, and we barely survived. Oh my god, it was terrible. Horrible. No
zombies and fucking
naked chicks with swords and shit, and a dog, and there's like a gerbil out of no. This guy, I know way. I'm honestly telling my commander, we went to go take a piss, and some farmers just took it. I'm not doing that.
I don't know which one's sexier on these nude pictures, Aijin or Donna.
Folks, we have to go watch. We have to go help Max figure out which naked one is better for the next Ninja Bimbos content.
The first one.
We love you guys. We'll show you the edited versions next time. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Love you guys to death. Pieces.